We're going to finish off this topic of mail, Mac mail, by talking about the issue of scam emails. We are all receivers of scam emails, and some of them are incredibly clever. And so, what I just want to talk about to finish off is how can you detect a scam email? What are the techniques you can use when you're on your Mac to really check whether the mail message is legitimate before you click on any links, open any files, download anything, because you can really get yourself in trouble with scam emails that we call phishing emails, phishing. Phishing emails are ones that will take you to a page that might look very legitimate and authentic, and they want to entice you to enter your email address and password so that they can steal this information, in the hope as well that you've used those same credentials on other online accounts. And then the other type of email can be quite nasty. It can have, a virus in it, maybe some malware, maybe even ransomware, which could lock up everything on your computer, including all your photos. And that is an absolute disaster, because unless you've got a backup, you can be left with no way to recover all your files, especially your photos. So let's just have a look at this topic of scam emails. Now, I'm just going to show you one that I actually received today. And it's one that really caught my attention, because it's actually this one from ASIC Message. It says ASIC Messaging Service. So you will see, if I go back through time here, I received an email from ASIC on the 23rd of the 7th, and I'll show you this email here. It was asking me to renew my IT and Coffee business name. Now, when I got that one, I did actually check that it was legitimate before I chose any clicking on any links. And the way I checked that, I had a look at the email address. So that was my first port of call. Check the email address. And then, so that is at asic.gov.au. That does look legitimate, but I would not just stop there. I would also then check that the email was addressed directly to me. So you can see here that it says Renewal IT and Coffee in the subject, and it actually has Dear Lynette in the body of the email. So that gives me a lot more confidence that it is actually a real email. Then what I do, I hover over the link and have a look at where that link is going to take me. And that actually is a legitimate link. Another thing I can do is I can click on this little down arrow. I'm hovering next to the name and I get that down arrow, and I can click on that and it shows me a preview of the web page. So there we go. It says this is going to take me to ASIC connect.asic.gov.au. Now, if I really wanted to be careful, I would actually go to the ASIC website myself and find the business name renewal page and enter my details there, rather than clicking on any link. You can see here it says that I've got a PDF copy of my account number and business name details. So if I click on that just to preview what that is, well, that's no longer available, so I can't see that, but I can hover over it still, and I can see that it has got a legitimate looking email address there. I mean, web address, not email address there. So that's the one that actually was legitimate, and I did actually then go through the process of renewing the business name. But I do have a second business name, and I never know what dates these things need renewal. So I received this email yesterday. And in receiving that email yesterday, I thought, oh, okay, this is probably to do with my other business name. But being diligent about this sort of thing, I did click up on this down arrow. So I hovered up on the name and I looked at the down arrow. And when I looked at that, I saw that it had this strange email address. asicaustralia.biz. There is no way that ASIC is a .biz. So that was the first warning sign. They've tried very much to make it look like it's a legitimate email, but it really isn't. And then the next warning sign is when I come down here and I hover over that link, look at the HTTP eoaclk.com. That is not ASIC. And what is tricky about this one is that when I hover next to it and get my down arrow and I have a look at what that looks like, what I find is it actually does look like the ASIC site. But the reason I know it's not, it's got the wrong web name, website address up the top, domain name. The reason it's showing, this could have just been what we called a skinned website, where it's trying to look like the ASIC website. In actual fact, it actually is showing the ASIC website because the link that's here is actually being redirected to the ASIC website. So they're not trying to phish my details in this case. What they're trying to do is get me to click this renewal notice, because that renewal notice will download a zip file, and that zip file has nasties in it, so I'm not going to click on that. If I did, I would see a zip file fall down into my downloads. Now, I haven't actually checked to see if this is going to have malicious stuff for Mac or whether it's just for Windows, but I'm not going to go there and check that out because it's really not worth my while. I just need to delete this email because it absolutely is a scam. I could also forward it to the Scam Watch website to get, to report it. But I actually then just Googled ASIC scam on Safari and found that yes, there's absolutely a scam, and this is exactly that scam. But what was frightening is how legitimate that scam actually did look. So they're just my tips for verifying whether it's safe to click a link, but if at all possible, don't click the link. Go to the website that the link should be taking you to and find your way through to what you're supposed to be doing from there. And if you're not sure, you can always email scamwatch, one word, scamwatch at itandcoffee.com.au, and ask us to check the email for you, and we'll send you back a reply letting you know whether you can trust the email or not. Now, if you found this video useful, have a look at our other videos that are available at itandcoffee.com.au/Apple Mac videos. We have a whole series of tutorials like this one that tell you all the things you need to know about using your Mac and getting the most from it.